Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Jordan. Welcome to my channel. Rock is good for you. All right, yeah. I've been mixing a song for an album that I'm trying to produce from my home. I don't really have that much experience mixing or mastering or anything like that, but figured I'd give it a go. And so far, I'm really enjoying the process. It's been great. It's been fun. It's a little bit challenging, but I've had a good time. I haven't like lost any sleep or anything, or been stressed out at all. It's a lot better once you put in the time and.
Mixing is hard. Much harder, arguably, than mastering. Now, harder because, unlike mastering a single stereo file, you're dealing with dozens, sometimes hundreds more tracks.
You don't need a $10,000 studio to get pro mixes. Andrew Sheff's mixed Movement by Hosier completely in the box. As long as you have a great recording, a great mix is simple if you understand this one thing. Mixing is just volume.
Hey you've been recording at home, writing music at your desktop, you got the guitar thing figured out, and you're getting some pretty damn fine results. However, your drums sound like R2-D2's been humping a toaster. What the hell went wrong?
Different tracks, and you can use EQs and dynamic EQs to attenuate and boost the same regions on different tracks to try to carve space.
In this video, I'm going to go through 6 steps that will ensure your mix is not only completed as quickly as possible, but also that it meets, or better yet, exceeds your expectations.
Every time I used an EQ, I couldn't really tell if it made my mixes sound better or worse.
I came across was about frequency ranges. For example, I was told 100 Hz to 400 Hz.
Three of my most popular mixing.
Know how compressors work, but there comes a point where you start looking through all your options and plugins, and you start wondering, why would I want to grab a FET compressor instead of an octo? Where might I want a tube compressor?
I first started producing in FL Studio.
I get this question all the time. Answer that question. Joe, how do you mix virtual drums? It's Joe.
All right. Call me SpongeBob, because I've absorbed enough human knowledge about mixing to last me for the next 10 years. Let's try and put some of this to good use.
Day 2. One eternity later.
All right. I feel like I finally got a good mix down on this track. Let's listen to it and see what it sounds like. So I spend all this time trying to mix down this song for it to sound like that. What the hell was that? That's what you call a buffer underrun, or multiple back-to-back buffer underruns caused by CPU overload. So how the hell did I overload my CPU in my digital audio workstation? Well, it took me a minute to figure it out, but once I Googled it, I found this. Basically, a buffer underrun is when your ASIO driver buffer length is set too short, and it's basically moving too fast for your CPU, so it maxes out your CPU load. and it's like minimal latency, but there's no buffer length for it to catch up. And so what happens is it just spikes your CPU load, and then your song sounds like garbage. And there's clicks and pops and awful sound effects, and your whole song, you can see when the CPU is maxed out, just sounds like absolute garbage. And it's like running at like 100%. And I had no idea what was going on. And this happened when I loaded up Isotope Ozone 11 Elements, which was this free plugin that I had for mastering. Because I got to a point in mixing this song maybe then where I wanted to see what it sounded like if I applied some kind of preset mastering EQ stuff to it. And Isotope Elements is great. Just kind of an entry-level way for you to master your music based on presets and algorithms and stuff, and kind of tweak the parameters, you know. It's great for people like me who don't know what they're doing, you know. So basically, I didn't realize it till I started using the Ozone 11 equalizer and the mastering tool and all that, because it put so much extra load on my CPU at such a short buffer length. Basically, I was setting the buffer size to 16, which is like the lowest latency possible, but also gives you no time to render the audio ahead, you know, for your CPU. So it's basically your CPU is maxing out trying to load the song as you're playing it, because there's no time for it to buffer. So I've got it, you can see I've got it set to 16 because I liked how responsive it was on the E-kit when I was playing. But if you leave it set to that, it's terrible on your CPU load when you're trying to actually play back and mix a song as you go. And I realized too that there's really not much more benefit as far as your buffer length in your ASIO driver to having that number be lower versus just like a mid-range number. As you can see, the graph here shows that there's no benefit to having a longer buffer time, but it's also detrimental to have like a very short buffer time. So you want to be somewhere in the middle, and normally it comes set, especially with the Focusrite Scarlett Solo, it comes set to 256, and that's about where you want to be. Maybe go down to 192. But you know, I realized too that if I really want to get maximum low latency when I'm playing the E-kit and recording it into the DAW, I just have to set it to what I want then, and then put it back when I'm actually mixing and playing the music back. No harm done, no foul. But that freaked me out. I was like, oh no. I was like, my computer's not powerful enough to do this. I'm trying to run stuff that should be run on like an Apple Mac or some kind of advanced technology for mixing or mastering music, and I'm here on a desktop, you know, Windows, on Fruity Loops. Yeah, I'm glad I got that figured out, because after I did, and I was able to start applying these cool presets and checking out these different techniques using the Ozone Isotope plugin here, I got some really good sounds. And I'm also trying out some new plugins, and I'm trying to avoid doing just the plugin game and just overriding my mix bus with plugins and stuff. But it's really helping me to get some interesting sounds that I wouldn't be able to get otherwise, because I'm not experienced enough at this to do it myself. I'll tell you what, I don't know if you guys ever listen to or watch Spectre Media. Glenn over there at Spectre Sound Studios, that channel, he has some great advice on mixing rock and metal music, and he was talking about this neural amp modeler that it's basically just as good, if not better, than any amp sim out there. And I didn't realize I had it in my list of plugins, and I was like, oh man, I've been using this what is it, Marshall Silver Jubilee amp sim, and I think my next move is going to be to try to get a better sound out of the guitars by using the neural amp modeler, because you can download free presets for this thing online apparently, and I didn't learn this until I watched a video on it from Spectre Sound Studios YouTube channel. I've been watching that guy for a while and recently got back into him. I'm not really like mixing or trying to produce metal per se, but you know, rock and metal are so closely related that a lot of the same techniques and production methods sort of apply across the board there. So I would definitely check his channel out, because I would say, as far as learning how to produce music, he's been one of the most helpful channels. Very entertaining too, But anyway, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. Thanks a lot for watching the video. And yeah, I'm going to keep trying to get a little bit better mix. I think I'm getting really close to having a sort of finalized version of the song. If you guys have any thoughts, comments, suggestions, opinions, anything, post it down below. Give me a shout. Let me know what you think. Do me a huge favor and subscribe to the channel and try to stay tuned for my videos. I try to release 1 or 2 per week, and I think I'm going to start posting shorts, just little like clips and tidbits of my larger format videos. So check that out. And thanks a lot for watching, you guys. It's been awesome. If I release music, I want you guys to be a part of it. I want your opinions. I want your feedback. I even want to do polls to let you guys possibly decide like how the song goes, or what parts you prefer. If I have parts of a song or things that I'm not sure about, maybe I can do a poll and ask you guys what you like, and then say, okay, I'm going with that then, and just release it, you know. So this project is something I'm really looking forward to, and I'm glad that you guys are a part of it. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and don't forget, rock is good for you.